So I want to ask you all a very, very hard question. I hope you're up for it. It may make you cry, but it's a question that we need to ask. Okay? Let me frame it this way. Let's say that you are a loving parent, a loving father, loving mother, and you've got a couple of little kids, and you're raising them in a world that's hard. Okay? And you can see that your kids are not flourishing like you'd like them to. All right? So you look around and you try to find something that you can give your kids so that it gives them an edge so they can flourish, so you can be assured that in their future they've got a chance. And you find a certain kind of medicine, let's say, that you give to your kids, believing that it'll make them strong and it'll give them the ability to be capable, self-functioning adults in the future. And let's say that you believe in this medicine and you do it for years and years. And finally, your kids are nearing adulthood. They're in their late teens and they're still not doing very well. And you are starting to hear and find information and evidence that the medicine you have been giving your children for 16, 17, 18 years was poison. At what point do you stop? At what point do you say, I was wrong, I made a mistake, and I have poisoned the people I love, even though my heart was in the place that I needed it to be? I was acting out of love, but I made a terrible mistake, and I have poisoned my children, and I have poisoned their future. At what point do you admit that? Do you ever admit that? Do you ever admit that? Do you ever get the strength to look at the evidence that what you had been doing to your kids, even out of love, was poisonous? Will you ever be strong enough to face that reality? Well, let me put it this way. Were your parents ever able to admit to you that what they had been feeding you was poison? Did they ever sit you down and say, I'm sorry, that I taught you was wrong. It was foolish. Did they ever do that? Do you see the task that we face? So for those of you who do see what lies before us, you will understand with me that it is at once extremely simple, but also extremely hard. It will take tremendous courage to face the fact that what we have been doing, even out of love, even then, most of the time was poison. And that our culture is poison. And that we are not well. And that we are not happy. And our future does not look positive. And rather than be the kind of individual that hides from that, protecting themselves from the trauma of understanding their own mistake, we will choose to be human and feel that pain and make new choices. There will be a lot of discovery that we will need to do to make new choices. And we will make mistakes in making those new choices as well. But we are armed with the knowledge of what doesn't work. There's plenty of evidence out there of what doesn't work and what is happening. Choices that our culture is currently making. We can be assured that if we choose against those mistakes, we'll at least be a little better. We will, of course, need to discover this for ourselves. Find our new way of once again rekindling our intimate relationship with life. But what is the alternative? To continue to poison that which you love? I understand this task is hard and it's scary and it's hard to have hope. But if one doesn't take up the task, what hope is there at all? Anyway, be strong, people. I hope I made you cry. If I did, you're still pretty human. And there's definitely something there still capable of saving what you hold dear. Cheers.